This is the news on top of the hour.
Live from our studio in Georgetown.
Kaieteur Radio, 99.1 FM.
Good day, you're listening to Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. I am Kevin Smith.
And I'm Amrita Koshal.
Welcome to your main newscast for Tuesday, January 25th, 2022. In your headlines today, as time closes in on Guyana, government still scrambling to put together team to audit $9 billion payout project. Brazil, Guyana and Suriname sign memorandum of understanding to explore energy corridor. And fishermen say Exxon's operation forcing them out of fishing zone. Company denies allegations. Government and opposition squabble over House ruckus. 8 APNU AFC MPs sent to Committee of Privileges. Portion of Guyana's natural gas to be exported. President Ali confirms. Armed bandits relieve businesswoman of $18.5 million outside Berbice Bank. And U.S. in move to beef up port security in Guyana. Launches month-long program to weaken transnational criminal organizations. Stay tuned to get the full details of these stories and more.
Nothing in life is free, but the My Digicel app is. You don't need to be on a data plan to use the app. You can conveniently chat with Ruby or an agent for help. Check your account balance. Activate a Prime bundle or gift it to a friend. Send credit. Check the Georgetown and Berbice Bridge schedules. Activate a roaming plan. Play Shake to Win for cool prizes. So don't worry about a data plan, buddy. Download the My Digicel app from the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store today. Digicel. Better together.
And now for the news in detail. Natural Resources Minister Vikram Bharat disclosed to the National Assembly on Monday that under the APNU AFC regime, limited work was done on the audit of the $460 million pre-contract costs ExxonMobil incurred from 1999 to 2017. The minister described the extent of the work done as alarming, while noting that efforts are currently underway to iron out some of the questionable details uncovered with ExxonMobil. With respect to opposition member David Patterson's query about the stage of completion of the $460 million audit, Minister Bharat said this is still ongoing. He further noted that the overall cost for the audit of the bill is $550,000. The Stopper Block PSA only allows the state a 2-year timeline to conduct such audits. Minister Bharat did not state if ExxonMobil was contacted on the issue of an extension. However, Bharat sought to make it clear that the cost recovery auditing process is a government undertaking. That said, the politician shared that the administration is in the final stages of completing the first cost recovery audit, which covers the period 1999 to 2017.
Moving on, President Ali disclosed yesterday that Guyana, Brazil, and Suriname have officially signed a memorandum of understanding to explore the development of an energy corridor linking the respective states. He said this occurred during his visit to Suriname last week. In his keynote address to over 300 participants at the Caribbean Sustainable Energy Conference 2022, Ali said this move is in keeping with Guyana's wider goal of energy security. Ali said there are many benefits to this groundbreaking initiative, which is aimed at integrating the energy systems of the South American oil-producing states. He noted that energy security, therefore, remains central to Guyana's plans for net zero by 2050. The president stressed, however, that environmental sustainability is not grounded solely in energy security. In fact, Ali said there will also be greater emphasis on having a low-carbon onshore economy.
And the knowledge tell you already facing a crisis because of dwindling fish stock in Guyana's waters. Local fishermen are now reportedly being chased out of their fishing zones as a result of ExxonMobil's ongoing operation. One of them, Tony Prasad, said he has been fishing unbothered for some 20 years in an area located some 14 to 15 miles off Liliendal, Greater Georgetown. However, he claimed that his livelihood is now being forcefully taken away after 3 supply vessels contracted by ExxonMobil ordered fishermen to stop fishing there. According to Prasad, his boat and 11 others were chased away from the area by the vessels at least 6 times last year. Prasad and the other fishermen would then return to their fishing zone only to be chased again. Get the full details in today's Kaieteur News.
And we now tell you that the government and opposition have traded blame over last December's ruckus in the National Assembly and a motion by the government to discipline 8 members of parliament from the APNU-AFC was referred to the Committee of Privileges on Monday. The opposition, in retaliation, has also submitted 2 motions. One, a no-confidence motion against the Speaker, Manzoor Nadir, and also a motion for the House to discipline 22 MPs from the government benches. Those motions have been deemed inadmissible on the grounds that they were not properly presented. The opposition is to resubmit the motions. Meanwhile, at the commencement of the sitting on Monday, Minister of Parliamentary Affairs and Governance, Gail Teixeira, formally asked the National Assembly to take action to address what she termed as the misbehavior of several opposition MPs who attempted to disrupt the proceedings of December 29, 2021.
And moving on, given the significant volume of natural gas discovered in the Stabber block and the quantity that would be piped to shore via the $900 million gas to shore project, many industry experts had warned that Guyana would have to explore the exportation of gas since domestic demand would be utterly overwhelmed. Now, based on recent statements by President Ali, it appears Guyana is gearing to enter the gas export market. Ali noted that if nations are to pool their collective efforts and achieve the imperative goal of net zero carbon emissions by 2050, then the transition to cleaner energy sources is critical. In this regard, Ali said Guyana has committed to playing its part in reducing greenhouse gas emissions.
Moving on, police are probing an alleged robbery committed on an Albion Front Quarantine Berbice businesswoman, which occurred on Monday outside the Republic Bank branch situated in the heart of Rose Hall Town at Independence Avenue, Berbice. The victim, who was reportedly relieved of $18.5 million, has been identified as 43-year-old Nalini Mangali. At the time, she was accompanied by an office clerk attached to her business place at Albion Promol's Trading and Distribution. Mangali told police that when they arrived to execute the deposit, an armed, identifiable man approached the vehicle. The suspect reportedly pushed the clerk, who was seated in the back seat of the car with the bag of money on the floor of the vehicle. The suspect reportedly grabbed the bag before making good his escape on foot.
The time has now moved on to 12 hours 9 in Guyana, and you're listening to The Radio with a Difference. We will return after the break.
This is GHK Lal inviting you to join me weekdays from Monday to Friday on the National Outlook for commentary on a range of issues. Immediately after the 12 noon and 7 p.m. newscasts on Kaieteur Radio at 99.1 FM and 99.5 FM. Looking forward to you sharing in the conversation.
Welcome back. Let us continue with the news. The U.S., through the Department of State's Office of International Narcotics and Law Enforcement, kicked off a 6-month program on Monday to strengthen Guyanese port security and container control. The project is aimed at weakening transnational criminal organizations and deterring the trafficking of illicit goods. Officials from the World Customs Organization opened the program with a 2-week virtual training course for members of port control units, composed of members of the police force, GRA, CANU, MARUD, and the GDF Coast Guard, providing them training in profiling, targeting, and inspecting containers. GRA Commissioner General Godfrey Statius said, as Guyana becomes the regional leader in transshipment services through its increased construction of deep-water port facilities, the challenges faced with illicit trade, crime, and security are expected to increase.
Minister of Public Works Juan Edgehill yesterday noted that a second shipwreck has been removed from the Demerara River by Dutch company Cool Contractors. The company is being paid a total of $787.6 million by the government to remove 3 shipwrecks from the river in order to complement the construction of a new 4-lane harbor bridge. Cool Contractors signed the agreement with the government on September 5th last year, and its project manager, Mark Rujakers, had noted that all 3 wrecks would have been removed in 2 to 3 months' time. We were told that so far only 2 of these vessels have been removed, and it shouldn't take the company much time to remove the 3rd.
In other news, I Matter, the Ministry of Human Services and Social Security's gender-based violence app, which was introduced last year, can be downloaded from both the Google Play Store and Apple Store and can be used to help save lives. The app includes a 914 panic button that is linked directly to the 914 number. This technological development allows persons to access help and resources on gender-based violence and is a collaborative effort between the Ministry and the Guyana Spotlight Initiative, a European Union United Nations global partnership to eliminate all forms of violence against women and girls. After downloading the app, persons can simply select the region in which they live to get started for educational information on gender-based violence and to find out support services for themselves or someone who is affected by violence.
And now time for your COVID-19 update. 4 more persons who contracted COVID-19 have died over a 3-day period from January 22nd to the 24th. The latest fatalities are that of a 32-year-old man from Region 4 and 3 women, a 63-year-old from Region 3, a 52-year-old from Region 7, and a 57-year-old from Region 10. Guyana's COVID-19 death toll has moved to 1,138. Meanwhile, 173 new cases were recorded, taking the total number of confirmed cases in the country to 57,400. 20 patients are in the ICU, 184 persons are in institutional isolation, 13,175 are in home isolation, and 14 are in institutional quarantine. To date, a total of 42,883 persons have recovered.
And on that note, we now head over to the page 7 of the Kaieteur News, that is, of course, dedicated to being blunt. A robbery committed on a businesswoman yesterday was described as brazen. Brazen aptly describes such a robbery. We at Kaieteur have also been shedding light on many other brazen acts of enormous proportions occurring in this country. Guyanese, we cannot take crime against our very existence for granted. It is our hope that not only the perpetrator of yesterday's brazen act, but all those involved in other criminal acts in this land are brought to swift justice. The time has now moved on to 12 hours 15, and with that we've come to the end of today's main newscast. I'm Kevin Smith.
I'm Amrita Kaushal.
Thank you for listening.
Want value for your advertising dollar? Then place your ads on Kaieteur Radio's newscasts. Streamed live on